Maybe we need to do the Police Act? I mean, I've been kind of trying to not take the Police Act, because it seems like it's one of those acts that could theoretically lead to, like, a dictatorship. Reverse cultural assimilation. Let's choose a common language. Seems okay. You know what? Even get the 1941 artillery upgrade as well. Seems completely a-okay for me. If it's gonna be done in like 130 days, it's really not that expensive. Okay, so now the Canadians are thinking about attacking across the border. If they can take Buffalo, Detroit, and maybe push into Cleveland pretty quickly, hopefully it will leave the Chicago line rather weak. And about 1 billion things have happened today. And you've all joined the Cairo Pact. I mean, you're still fighting Kurdistan. I'm pretty sure they're not going to last too long, but we'll see. Because you don't join the Cairo Pact, right? I don't believe so. Okay, you join the Cairo Pact. We'll probably see Armenia declare their independence as well. We'll probably see Cyprus do the same as well. And Yemen, of course, will eventually join up with the Cairo Pact. Okay, Armenia has risen up. They've ended a bunch of hostilities. Okay, radical anarchists seized power in Argentina. Counterinsurgency rate. You know, let's do that real quick. I'm just wondering if you need to do the police raids first. Can the Ottomans join the Kaiser Pact? Yes, they can. It depends on who's in charge. Yeah, they can do it here. They need to abolish neutrality. So they basically have to win the war first. And then they can do it. They can also join the Entente. But I've never seen the Ottoman Empire actually join the Entente. But they theoretically can. Maybe next time, maybe we can do a campaign as the Ottoman Empire where we join the Entente. I don't think there's any other factions they can join. I mean, actually, no, they can join a faction with Austria, the Sarajevo Accords. And that actually happened to us. If you go back to watch one of our Ottoman Empire campaigns, I don't remember which one exactly it was. Eventually, we actually joined a faction with the Austrians. But I think that's it. I don't think there's other factions. I mean, there's the Istanbul Pact, which can form. But I think that's it. I know they cannot join the International. They can't join with Russia. Okay, 5% federalization or 2% federalization. Okay, the language of instruction. One thing not initially considered while embarking on the optimal system project is the education system. Right now, the standard curriculum has Lithuanian and German as mandatory languages and various options depending on location, such as Russian, Polish, Belarusian, Yiddish, or foreign language such as French and English. Though this is different in minority schools, the standard curriculum remains from Palgania to Bialystok. The drive towards federalization forced us to reconsider our approach to language education. Prime Minister Salikus's dream to have each student in the country, Lithuanian, Slavic, or other, learn Lithuanian and one Slavic language of choice to allow interconnection within the kingdom's population. But German authorities continue to enforce mandatory German education for all students, and loading them with 3 mandatory languages to learn would be horrifying. So a compromise would have to be found. Nah. Lithuanian and a Slavic language. Give that stability boost, give me that federalization bonus. And then we can follow that up with reverse cultural assimilation. Okay, we've got an arms factory being attacked. I don't think that really matters. I think that's just, I mean, it causes a little bit of damage, but that gets repaired rather quickly. When will we be done? You'll be done in March. So, I mean, it's like a month and a half. Which I guess actually isn't nothing, but it's not so much that I really, have a major concern about that. Ultra simulation still on its way. Ottoman Empire is having a pretty bad time right now. Federal government's actually doing pretty well against the Qing. We'll see if Japan wants to intervene. Because they might. It's entirely possible. Okay. Anatolian Kurdistan, the Ottoman counter-revolution. And you've joined the Istanbul Pact. The Anatolian Kurdistan is very, very rare. I think I've only seen it pop up once. Aside from our campaign as National Populist Ottoman Empire, which we did see it there as well. King's Model Town. After the events of Vladivostok, the king has taken upon himself to begin designing more than buildings, but a foundation of a town himself. Or itself. He has drawn great architects like Albert Karl Motras and Jonas Wildkras to help him draft what he calls the King's Model Town. Since they can see a liking to Wildkras, stating it reminds him of Bavaria, though many don't see how the two are even remotely the same. We're going to design our own city. We get a memorial. Could get Church of St. Joseph. And, you know, let's get the Church of St. Joseph up and running. I guess we need 25 political power to get one of these guys up as well. I think they all are 5%, so it doesn't really matter which one we take. How much does Anatolian Kurdistan actually get? 3 to 11? I'm imagining Anatolian Kurdistan really screws up with the Ottoman AI. I mean, technically, I guess all these units here are actually technically encircled. Okay, design concept. There are several design concepts and mock-ups. It appears the final two designs have boiled down to either a town that blends Lithuanian, German, and Polish designs, or essentially a little slice of Bavaria. Now we're gonna go for the Polish-Lithuanian design. It's supposed to be a real town. It's not a vanity project. Don't let them tell you otherwise. I mean, Baghdad's fallen. I think they take Kurik and Aleppo. That actually might be the end of the Ottoman War. Are you at war with Greece as well? No, you just own Western Thrace. Okay. Got a few more days until activity. Negative 10%, which actually puts you at 0. So as long as they're below 5%, then this finally will actually end. Hey, look, the war ended. The Ottomans have won their war, I think. These borders are looking like a hot mess. What is this? What is this, Iraq? There you go. It looks a little bit better this time around. Hopefully these borders should get fixed momentarily. Muscat actually is at war with the entirety of the Cairo Pact. And the infrastructure has been completed. After several months, the funding of the infrastructure project has allowed for the city to expand and modernize by a large degree. The mayor has announced that the core construction is completed, though there are always room to expand. Has begun to attract more investment into the city and has begun to attract more people from the countryside to the city seeking work. New schools have begun to operate, allowing the large illiterate rural population of the Wildkras state to be educated with the language of the instruction, being Belarusian and Lithuanian. This will allow for a concept of the Litvan identity to take further root in the city, the younger population looking towards Vilnius and not Minsk for their cultural home. Very, very good for us. Which I guess is, what, this area here? Probably this state, down in the south. Australasian Guard. Anatolian Kurdistan actually got to survive for a playthrough. Amazingly. Litvins, Tajikski, and others. The long and extremely complicated history of the region, which now forms the Kingdom of Lithuania, make it a complete utter nightmare for those familiar with the rigid, separate nationalities. Here's the numerous ethnicities living under the same Grand Duchy, and the memories of the construct lasting long after 1795, has formed a various mixed, hard-to-classify groups within our territory. Though Lithuanians are a Baltic people, that does not mean that all who declare themselves to be Lithuanians speak the language. Centuries of cultural proximity and unity under a single nation have left many Belarusian-speaking peoples, especially aristocrats and intellectuals, identifying with Lithuania as their homeland, seeing it not as a nation-state, but as a multicultural union of various nations, cultures, and languages. These people are known as Litvins. Many people in the Vilnius region, especially the poorest peasantry and proletarians, do not define themselves with any expected nation at all, living in such a hub of numerous languages and cultures, They do not consider themselves to be part of any one. Speak a mix of Belarusian, Lithuanian, Polish lingo, known as Mała Prosta, and are known as Tuvjetski or locals, as they would declare nationality on a census data. For the longest time, Lithuanian censuses have defined peoples by their native language and avoided nationality question entirely for the specific reason. Because of the internal pressures to start including nationality in census data, you'll have to decide how you will treat Litvins, Trezgetsi, and other difficult ethnic groups. Okay, we got more federalization because everybody's God's children. Okay, so you need 75% federalization for this. Let's support the trade unions. I mean, you're actually at war with Azerbaijan and Armenia. I feel like Iran can probably kill you. Same with Armenia. Armenia actually might collapse to Azerbaijan. We'll have to kind of wait and see on that. Okay, railway bombing puts them at 3%. I mean, 178 days. We might need to do... I'm actually not too sure, because we gotta make sure it stays under 5%. Or else I'm assuming this number just completely resets. Okay, so it looks like the Ottoman Empire has now collapsed. Turkey is now here instead. But Turkey, I don't believe, has any actual... Yeah, they don't have a focus tree or anything like that, so... And kind of an irrelevant nation. And the Sultan of Nej, I'm sure, will collapse under its own weight, given enough time. With 35 command power, we can't do any of these because the LAF is actually not powerful enough. I mean, you guys are gonna wait until the Police Act happens, but not too sure how. I mean, it's 80 command power. That's really about it. Yeah, we're gonna get more factory output and more efficiency growth. What's that little yellow country next to Armenia? You mean Azerbaijan? Or do you mean this territory here that's controlled by Egypt? Nejd, that should fall soon, and then Hejaz, I think, becomes the main Arabian power. Armenia did get pretty swole. Good to counterinsurgency raid. But maybe we do just save up for the 80 points. Okay, Austria-Hungary is federalized. That's actually really good for us. Having them actually federalized before the Second Weltkrieg definitely makes them powerful. This is going to be a good ally to have during the Second Weltkrieg. Depending on if they actually end up joining the war at all, it's hard to say. I mean, Legionary Italy is actually holding off the SRI pretty well. They lost Milan, but losing one city I don't think is really the end of the world for them. Okay, let's go for safety laws. We got 75 political power for 15%. That's way better. I don't think you can cancel these either, unfortunately. And again, you can only do... Oh, I thought you could only do one. I mean, I guess actually, it's 15%. It actually costs the same amount. Industrial sabotage, they now are at 5% again. I mean, it's just that they're more than 5%. Which I feel is actually like too low of a number. I think 10% is more reasonable. Nah, we'll wait until we have 80 and then do the Police Act. And then hopefully that'll weaken them long enough. Hopefully. Guess it's 36 days on you. I mean, our spy is still doing a pretty okay job. He's got 57% spy network in Moscow. You might as well just maintain that for the time being. Hopefully be less likely to get discovered. And Azerbaijan's actually holding up pretty well. 4-16. I'm surprised Iran's actually having as difficult a time with this as they are. I mean, the CSA is losing more and more land. They haven't lost Chicago yet, and they still technically are connected north to south due to Michigan. But I got a feeling their time is limited. Let's just put it that way. Restoring the Church of St. Joseph the Betrothed. Upon his daily walk toward the city of Vilnius, the king saw an old rundown church. At first, he thought nothing of it, as unfortunately Vilnius is an old city, and with the effects of Black Monday affecting its citizens, a site like this is not out of place. It wasn't until he started inquiring about the building that he learned of its history. The church was named St. Joseph the Betrothed. It was quite quaint, and at some point it was used as a monastery by the order of Carmelite monks. It was first established in 1638 by the then Vice-Chancellor of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, Stefan Pak. The church survived many of the disasters and occupations that betied Vilnius, so it appeared that it couldn't survive the ruling of the Russian Tsars, with an order for it to be demolished in 1877. Since then, it appears that the market source is meant to be installed, though it appears that Weltkrieig and then the German occupation of the city put an end to that. With this in mind, the king saw this as a new challenge and immediately began his work on restoring the old church. I'm sure that church will be absolutely beautiful in the future. Okay, Bahardi commune is slowly getting killed. The Polish-Lithuanian design. The king has decided to design based on the Polish and Lithuanian concepts presented by the arguments of Karl Moritz and Vikras. Doing so is a better choice and better suited to represent the legitimacy of the king of Lithuania. The king has agreed that the town should indeed feature a blend of Polish and Lithuanian designs. The town is constructed, thus begins with high anticipation from speculators and investors. We do have an extra 10% legitimacy, which puts us at 65. And we just need one more nice event. I guess it says more than 75. Which is different. Okay, the petition. Though many are elated that the king is restoring the old church, many are concerned of the direction he may take. The church itself features the usual features of a Catholic church, though with a Lithuanian influence. With its use as a unique Lithuanian cross design, the petition has been forward for the king to ensure that he keeps the sign and not add upon it. The king did wish to add a variant flair to the church and take away the near pagan crosses. No, we're going to listen to the people. The church is for the people. Otherwise, we for sure are going to lose legitimacy. I'm assuming if you go negative legitimacy, there's probably a coup d'etat of some description. I mean, it would make sense. Okay, you've joined up with the Japanese. Let's institute workplace democracy. I mean, our manpower is still absolutely in the gutter. I guess I'll just train one more unit up. Because he's handing all of our political power on these events, we have not really been able to... We're at 70% federalization. Get one more of these up. I'm just hoping that maybe we get failed attack. We're 100 days on this. Even all quiet is a 1% boost. Which means that this fails. Which I'm assuming means that this is going to reset all the way from 0. Which is garbage. 2% legitimacy. Okay, well. 2%'s not bad. We're at 67. We do still need you, which is a 50 political power. Yeah, we'll get the Police Act. It will get threat down to 0 once again. And also, gonna lose organization. It's not that big of a deal. I think this is fine. Still gonna take us a few days to actually get it to where we want it to be. And I think France is now preparing for war. Not yet, not yet. Actually, you're June or July? No, you're June 14th. So as soon as they're done tank divisions, France should be preparing for war against the Germans. Which unfortunately means that we're still not actually going to be in the war by the time this stream ends. Because, I mean, we got like 5 minutes left before I have to get ready to leave for work. Which is kind of, it's a little funny that we were now 2 streams of this campaign and we haven't even gotten to the second Weltkrieig. Also, we have not been researching anything. I mean, it really just goes to show you how much content they have. Thank you, Burman, for the follow. It really shows you how much content they've really added to these countries. Where you can play for like 4 hours and not actually even get to the war. But I mean, this kind of campaign, it really makes me want to go for another New Order campaign as well. I'm not too sure, again, I'm not too sure who in the New Order I would actually want to play as, though. Gotta figure that out before I decide to do anything with it. By the way, Ching, are these all cores of yours? They are, okay. Okay, workplace democracy has been formed. Let's go for political democracy. And a war support is still not good. We should get a 30% boost in the second Weltkrieg because it'll be considered a defensive war. So that'll hopefully allow us to get these things done a little bit faster. By the way, are you still dealing with the Forest Brothers? Probably not, right? No. By 1939, that should definitely have been alleviated by now. Yeah, Iraq has joined the Cairo Pact. So the Cairo Pact, I would say, is looking pretty good at the moment. Eritrea has also formed in this very, very nice blue. I think they used to be green, if I remember correctly. Okay, so the SRI did eventually kill the Legionnaire Italians. Industrial sabotage, 2% more threat, thank you. I mean, it sucks, but it allows the police act to be a little bit more efficient. The Sultan Pact. I mean, who's going to win this war? Well, the 45, 20 to 60. I mean, either way, you're going to eventually join up with the Reichspakt. You're going to eventually join up with the Internationale. Okay, so we have a new Dalai Lama. Not that I think it really affects us too much. I will put this tank closer towards the front line. Or at least closer where I think it can possibly drive into Warsaw. Then I think Poland's going to be a threat to us. And I don't believe the German AI is ready for such a threat. Oh yeah, and Belgium syndicalist. I completely forgot Belgium went socialist this campaign. But there we go. Let's do the police act. It's going to take 120 days, unfortunately. But hopefully that'll fix all of our issues. Or at least some of them. Okay, a memorial to Kugnasai. After much discussing, planning, and obtaining a blessing from the church, the king has elected for a memorial to be part of a renovation of the church of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary located in Palgania. Following the Weltkrieg, the church survived mainly intact. Little work required to restore it, so people are confused as to why the king selected this church, as its brickwork was completed in 1907. The king has been captivated by the church's neo-Gothic design, and that it was designed by a foreign architect, Carl Edward Stradnand. The king has been growing cohort to the architects who surveying the church, and where the memorial would be located. The king was surprised that the Prussian Lithuanian of the name of Vundas has petitioned that he and some other Prussian Lithuanians be included in this project. They state that the Kinensai are as much part of the culture as it is to Lithuanians. The king has been put in a difficult position, as he is no supporter of the Prussian Lithuanian nationalism, and accepting its inclusion into the project could risk angering the Kaiser for promoting regional nationalism. You know, the Kaiser be damned. Give me that legitimacy bonus. Which puts me at 70. Not enough for this. Never mind. Okay, more than 70% does include 70%. So that's good to know. So you're going to be at 5. Do an extra 15. It's going to put us up at 90. Which actually kind of is not great, actually. Get extra research slot, move cultural divide. Yeah, let's do that. A federation of equals. Get that going for us. And Bahari Commune, I'm assuming like Calcutta falls. The commune in India will be dealt with. And Brazil will basically probably very easily overrun Paraguay. And then, I don't know what Chile and them are going to really do. Mostly to stare at each other until Argentina eventually joins the Internationale. Chicago's fallen. Their capital's now in Cleveland. I'm surprised the CSA is actually even still fighting in this war. I thought by now they definitely would have kind of collapsed. But I mean, apparently, clearly I am wrong. Okay, we got another all quiet. Oh, okay, we can actually do one more. So that's going to get us up to 90. We need 95 to finish this off. And after this, we can get the Palace of the Grand Dukes. You lose Unpopular Monarch. We gotta do a bunch of other cool stuff. We can have a cool-ass palace. And why would you not want a cool-ass palace? Tell me that. Who does not want a cool-ass palace? We have decision available. Which one are you? You are for fuse equipment shipments. Okay, there we go. The CSA has finally collapsed. American Union stays looking pretty good. And I think the American Union states, with the falls of the CSA, I think is putting them in a really, really good spot. But war has broken out. The second Weltkrieig has begun. I'm sure we're going to immediately see Russia, after do special forces, prepare for war. I mean, it looks like Germany's at least holding on to the front line, which I am happy to see. And we've immediately been called into the war because I don't get a choice in that matter. Ukraine's been called. I'm sure Mauritania's also been called. We are at war with... You're not in a faction, actually. And Finland is in actually a very awkward position. They actually might just collapse. Between the Russians and the Swedish. The PSA cannot... I don't believe the PSA can join the Reichspakt. They can join the Co-Prosperity Sphere. That is actually possible. And you know what? That actually gives me an idea. We should probably do a PSA campaign where we join up with Japan. I think there's going to be a very specific set of circumstances. We can do a counterinsurgency raid. You know, I might as well do that now. I'm not really spending command power on anything else, I would say. Also, why are you not finishing this focus? No, you are. It just felt, I think, like it was taking longer than usual. But I also could easily just be mistaken. Denmark has joined up with the Reichspakt. We'll see if they just go back to being social democratic in a moment. They haven't even finished Black... Wait, are they still dealing with Black Monday? They actually are. Which actually means, like, Denmark has one of the longest Black Monday modifiers in, like, the game. I'm pretty sure Germany's not even dealing with Black Monday anymore. You'll be done in 30 days. You'll be done in 55 days. You'll be done in 50 days. And yeah, we'll get the war propaganda. As you can see, we now are at 69%. Which is nice for us. We're at 90, and yeah, this will boost up to immediately up to 100%. Get some federal representatives. Russia is immediately preparing to threaten us, which is a little scary, especially since it doesn't look like the Our allies have enough troops to actually cover the entire border. Which some would say is a potential risk. 94,000, 84,000, so these are pretty much even. Denmark, unsurprisingly, has got so democratic again. I was gonna read that event, but I gotta end the stream very soon anyways. You can go back and pause and read it if you want. I guess you can't do that on stream, but on YouTube you can go do that. I'm not even too sure actually with the research. I guess we'll go for... I honestly don't know. 1941 industry tech. I think that honestly seems okay. Oh, we actually see. Okay, yeah. Go take Mamlo. You now have a nice port here. So you see, the Baltic state has put troops in to go fight the Swedish, even though Russia is going to declare war on them any moment now. Which I feel is a little worrying. Okay, you join the International, you'll probably join the Reichspakt. I mean, you basically always join the Reichspakt. I mean, I guess you could theoretically join the United States here, but... Yeah, no, you're gonna join the Reichspakt. And we'll see if Austria feels like joining the war. I mean, they have up to 242 divisions, which is pretty good. But at least for right now, I feel like this is going to be a good time for us to end Kaiserreich for today.